What's up, everybody? I'm Strimtom. I'm a guy who makes videos on the internet, and you're watching Dungeons and Developer Insights, where I take the time to sit down with some of the developers from Dungeons and Dragons Online and ask them weird questions about stuff and do weird things. And today, I am joined by Quentin, who is Lindabelle from Sandstone Games. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm so happy to be here again. Congratulations on getting partner, by the way.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, I am a Twitch partner now. That's right. And if you want to make sure you watch all this content, including this broadcast live, go to twitch.tv/Strimtom so you never miss a single beat. Anyways, yeah. So today, we are building another universal enhancement tree. And I had a vote put up on my YouTube channel, people to vote about which tree they would like to see. And by a slim margin, just barely beating out Vicious Mercantile, was Oakheart, a club/staff tree that has a natural and wood theme to it. So that is, in fact, what we're doing.
All right. Well, you, if I could just get a copy of the Google Doc, I have some ideas.
Sure, I emailed it to you, so you should have it.
Oh my! I do have one of those. An email that is.
Yep.
All right. Well, in the time it takes for me to open this bad boy up.
For sure. Let's brainstorm about what is this type of tree. The last tree that we did was Thunder Touched. It was very well themed because it was all about hammers, sonic, thunder, lightning crashing, that sort of thing. So this tree is name is Oakheart. I was farming out some ideas in chat. A lot of people said Oakheart sounds very kind of tanky to them. It's got kind of like a toughness, a durability sort of association there.
All right.
So I can see some of that, but then also, are clubs and staffs? Is that tanky? Is that wood, or are we talking like which direction we go? The more splinter route? Maybe there's like not a hybrid, but kind of like a decision you make, or like maybe a specialization. So you pick club, you're hitting people. You pick quarterstaff, you're tanking people. I don't know. There's a lot of options in there.
All right. Well, let's just start putting some ideas down because I have some diabolic ones.
Okay.
So step one, we got clubs and quarterstaves. Like just put that down there. Let me clubs and quarterstaves, and from there we can extrapolate wooden weapons of all kinds as like a sub theme. Because I kind of want to emphasize wooden weapons, even if they're not those. Just like. Because there's like a dagger from Crystal Cove, you know what I mean, and a few other stuff.
That's true. There are. So wait, does that mean that in theory that this tree is designed around these specific wooden weapons, but if you just happen to have another wooden weapon from some other area in the game, it just fits?
I mean, yeah, like it's probably like, like the core 6 or core 3 just says like all this stuff works with like, so there's got to be a little bit more investment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that way, you can actually keep the tooltips way shorter because it's only one line to explain that everything expands outward, rather than adding comma and also all other wooden weapons to every other.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Quarterstaff thing.
That's a very cool idea. I mean, I don't know if there's other wooden weapons. Would that, just to clarify, is that wooden weapons and wooden shields, or are we talking wooden weapons?
Oh, I think wooden shields would probably be good too. Wooden shields for defense. I think that's great. Let me throw a weird one out for you here, just so an idea. This tree lets you use docents, and you're not a warforged.
Wait, docents, but not a warforged. Okay, walk me through that one.
All right, so in my mind, I'm thinking like, Oakheart, like you got like this natural essence, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
What if, like, literally it's like Oakheart, you can put a docent inside your chest, like the Briar Thorns from Skyrim.
Yes, I was just about to say. That's a very interesting idea.
Like docent chest thingy. Maybe that could tie into like the defensive stuff. You know what I mean?
That would definitely need to be somewhere like it out there, like somewhere on like an edge. Like a tier 5.
That's a tier 5 for me. That's a real
exactly. That's an edge thing. So but yes, holy moly, because docents are very natural. Most of them are stone and wood.
Yes.
So
gem
and gem. Yep.
I think that's an interesting, like, it would open up a new, real weird way to play.
Yep.
And I also, because, like, I feel like, our Warforged and Bladeforged, people call them robots colloquially, but they are made out of wood and stone and, like, fragmented metal. They are obliquely natural, and especially in 3.5. And if this tree could like, because there's a lot of like nature or natural in their trees, if this tree could have some of that, like reducing base penalties of alternate forms, I think would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Something I know that people will lose their mind. Shillelagh, SLA, somewhere in the tree.
All right, easy peasy.
Yeah.
We could probably duplicate the cut of core 6 from seasons called that doubles it. Just put that somewhere else in there.
Oh yeah,
so
the Shillelagh doubling. Yeah, like Shillelagh improved Shillelagh. Yeah.
Yeah, just put that somewhere in there. I want to just write note down what we were talking earlier.
Tree
fits
essence.
and
Tree essence. Would there be Landform SLA that turns you into a plant? No, this isn't like turn into a plant. It could be turned into a tree. There could be like a tree stance, like an action
this
boost
could be
tree.
a tree stance.
Action boost tree.
Part of me is thinking
because you can do it in Mario Odyssey, right?
Okay, you could turn into a tree in Mario Odyssey, but that was like a single pine tree. That was so wonderful.
Yeah.
That game was a dream come true. Here's a weird one. Wild shape. Wood. I mean, is there like a wood elemental?
A wood, which is literally a wood elemental.
Yeah, like literally, this would be a new druid alternate form wild shape thing. You know what I mean? Just somewhere in the tier 5, you turn into like a wood and like gets you like a bark skin and like big shoulders and like you turn into a thing.
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool. In my mind, this is kind of I kind of want to have some like force casting stuff in here. You know, to help with like Splinter Bolt and Salt Ray.
Yeah, but I don't know. See, the problem with this is like similar to like the Thunder Touch tree, where there's like stuff that might cost mana. Does there stuff that costs mana in here?
I actually think that this is going to be a more spellcasty focused tree than Thunder Touch is.
Okay, yeah, I can see that.
I kind of want this to be like a weird druid thing. You know what I mean? In which like you're going way into this.
Yeah. I was getting big druid and barbarian vibes.
That's solid. So maybe probably some sort of rage benefit early on.
Yeah.
Since they have a crossover. Boost to rage. Spell points. Things cost spell points.
Oh, you know how there's a spell Barkskin? Or like, or it's not Barkskin. In Eldritch Knight, there's like the improved mage armor and the improved shield. What if there's like an improved Barkskin? So it's a Barkskin, but then if you put more points into it, it gives you like an extra bonus while you have Barkskin active.
Yeah, we also did that with Blur and Invisibility and Fade Arc Illusionist, so this makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So
there's like an improved Barkskin.
Barkskin?
Yeah.
And there's also, I wanted maybe Camouflage.
Oh, improved Camouflage. Yeah.
God, I don't have to spell this word on camera. Did I make it? No, I did not. Not even close. Camouflage.
I know, right? I hate camouflage.
Wrong.
I do not know how to spell this word. It's too hard.
Improved camo.
That's kind of cool.
We have some really interesting Entangle stuff that's coming in the Epic Pass, and I kind of want to just steal it here.
Yeah, well, the thing is, so the Entangle was kind of... So there's the other tree I was suggesting, which was the Herbalist tree, which is like a full-on spellcaster focus thing, which is about like roots and plants. This is more tree, so we got to stay on tree.
It's more tree. Okay, so this is more of a big beatdown, and definitely some spell points and stuff like that. But it's not really for casting offensive spells.
Yeah, it's not an offensive spellcaster exactly, because it's got the clubs and the quarterstaves.
Gotcha.
We can have lots of spells or even things that work with spells, but I feel like making it like a spellcaster, it kind of like, unless you wanted to have it like a separation or something based on the type of weapon, but yeah. But I mean, Inquisitive is just one weapon. Most of the enhancement trees are just kind of one weapon, not really a group of weapons.
Yeah, I at the same time, like I think clubs and quarterstaves are like they're so close thematically. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, what's the other like, I don't really see a dual crossbow tree also supporting like sickle. That doesn't like there's just dual crossbows. You know what I mean? But like a quarterstaff tree, clubs feel like a way more natural extension.
I see somebody was talking about health point cost instead of spell point cost, which I think is an interesting idea, but I kind of expect that you'll probably multi-class if you do this.
Yeah, I don't mind. So I guess it's like we can totally do health point costs. It's totally fine. The problem is if we do health point costs on things that deal damage, because then if we have you put a meta magic thing in it, will actually just cost more health, even though it's not supposed to do that. So it'll just start killing you immediately. That's not how it's supposed to work.
Mm-hmm.
So we can do HP costs for things. In my mind, I don't really know if this is an HP cost thematic tree. Like the druids and use spell points, no problem.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. I think of what other things immediately. Like I said, I feel like there is, like I said, the affinity for defense. So other than the Woodward shape, what are you doing with this character? Are you like attacking? Like is there like a specific attack? There's like the felling oak effect, which is on some weapons, which is like the knockdown when you roll a Vorpal. Something like that could also be in here with those type of weapons.
I think in my mind, you're either doing two things with it. You're doing one of two things with this trait. One is you are holding a quarterstaff and you are trying to deal damage. You're out here smacking people.
Yep.
That's what you're doing. Two is you have a club and a wooden shield and you're trying to provide defense. You're trying to buff up yourself.
And what if you have a great club?
Then you're trying to deal damage, but worse than the quarterstaff. I think are we doing great clubs in here as well? Might as well.
Might as well. If you already have clubs, you need great club. It's like, join the club, everybody. Get in here.
All right, so we're going to put this in Shillelagh.
I guess Shillelagh doesn't affect great club.
I'm going to assume that was correct.
Yeah, I don't know how to spell it.
Shillelagh applies to great club. Isn't it only... It already only works on wooden weapons, or am I remembering incorrectly? I think it only works on wooden weapons already.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've ever cast Shillelagh. So that's just right there. Being on the surface. I don't think I've ever
Google this without knowing what it's called, or how to spell it.
Shillelagh works on all wooden weapons, apparently.
I feel like I should know this. All right, I can't spell it into the DDO wiki, so I can't find the page.
That's a great idea. Bonus that gets better as you stand still.
That's solid.
I don't know what it does yet, but something where like you take it and then as you stand still you get a bonus.
All right, we call that like rooted or something.
Yeah.
I can see this being good. I honestly, because we've always kind of danced around this, is that like the idea of a universal tank tree would have to have so many possible caveats that otherwise we're just boosting the defense of everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But honestly, this might kind of be the universal tank tree. You know what I mean? Because it's so narrow thematically, and like this could work.
Yeah, you could. You could definitely do this as like a type of tank tree, where like while you are rooting yourself, you're able to do some tanking stuff.
Yeah, and right now barbarians are very good tanks.
Which is hilarious. I don't know how that happened, but then all of a sudden it's like, hey, guys, bring your 10k health barbarians. Let's go.
Well, they're beefy boys. Like I don't know what to tell you. They got a lot of muscle.
Yeah.
All right, heal over time in sunlight. If you want to know a really scary fact, DDO actually does know whether or not you're in sunlight.
What? It does? That's sick.
Absolutely. It knows your light level as well.
Wait.
Yeah, it's a like. Can you see the skybox? Like it's a render thing.
Oh
like,
man.
We
of course. So in theory, you could definitely key that into a sun healing effect.
Probably. I honestly don't know if it's a good idea.
I don't know if it's a good idea, but it could be on the idea list.
Yes. The downside is that we fake exterior places all the time in Quest. Like we have interior and we have exterior, and sometimes we have interior spaces that we make look like they're outside.
Yeah.
But they're not. And so you'd be in a dungeon where you're like clearly outside, you know what I mean? Like you're looking out and there's the sun right there, and the DD is like, "No, I'm sorry, it's a fake one. We drew that one in."
It's a fake sun. Yeah.
I'm sorry, we didn't.
It's just Photoshop.
Yeah. Yeah, it's. I think it's good for the idea list, although in practice, I don't know how well it's going to work. That being said, this is very much a theory craft, so I might as well put it on there.
Okay, so if this tree was to go more defensive, what are the tank-based abilities in this tree? So how is this character like tanking a thing?
Definitely has to do something with this. Basically, only works with wooden shields. Like
Right.
caveat, it's already up there, but definitely wooden shields.
Wooden shields.
I think that a cool thorn-based aggro thing would be really cool.
Yep,
Like
a lot of
your
people have wanted thorns for literally ever.
shield bashes release thorns. Shields. So like you have to actively or passively shield bash, and it's going to taunt things. Which I don't know, grabs, aggro, and we'll figure out. Like I'll just add. We'll figure out how to like add extra threats to whatever damage that is. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah, there's also we can throw defensive stats in there, but like I feel like that's kind of obvious. You know what I mean? Like
is the Woodward wild shape? Is that like a permanent form? Like you enter into that and it's a major form, or is that a buff form?
that's a good question. I don't know. Because like our current implementation of tree form and primal avatar is just really problematic for any number of reasons on a big list of reasons. And part of me really wants to introduce a wild shape that is globally accessible in the same way that we would have a undead form that would be globally accessible in like an undead tree.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I think that would just be really cool. I think it'd be cool to have because it's like, you know, if you only have a few levels of druid, you're only going to get like regular wolf or regular bear. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But what if you wanted only a few levels of druid, but you still wanted to do like that kind of casting? I don't know.
Yeah, because
I
love the idea of Woodward. I just don't know what it does. We got a lot of directions going in this tree. This is why I think sometimes it's like having an idea doesn't always mean, because there's so many directions you can go, especially in DDO. And it's like I've talked about this before when like some of the classes and how they're in the game. If you want to have a class, you need to have like really strong tree ideas, because if you can't come up with 3 strong trees, then you'd kind of just turn that thing into a universal enhancement tree and walk away. But if you have so many ideas, it doesn't even fit into a single universal enhancement tree. Speed reduction. I don't like speed reduction. I hate speed reduction.
I guess then the real question would be, like, this to me seems like a offensive and defensive like melee tree that has defensive tools, like that. It's basically just like all about like wooden shields for defense, but it's like mostly just about making big hits and nature stuff. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's definitely more defensive than like the Thunder Touch tree. Like,
yeah, for sure. I don't think this tree has as many specific types of stuns. It would be kind of neat if this tree had like maybe like a slows that it has. So hitting monsters, it has like an inherent hamstring or a cripple or an attack that does that, or even like an action boost that's a slowing aura or something, because there's like roots of the tree are tripping monsters nearby, like things like that, but not directly. Maybe not directly stunning monsters with all their attacks.
Maybe that's what Woodward does. Is it's like kind of like Eldritch Aura. You know what I mean? But it's about like maybe that's like the wild shape is that the area nearby becomes really dangerous. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe this is just like, hear me out here. Earthquake Aura. But like baby tiny earthquake. Not the real deal, but like pretty similar.
So
It's
while
like,
you're in Woodward, you just earthquake constantly.
Yeah, we'd tone down the screen shake a little bit.
Yep. Oh, that's an interesting idea. What about Woodward being like a tier 4 ability or something? And then tier 5 is like Woodward 2, and you pick the type of Woodward you want to be.
Oh, that's really solid.
So
and I see
like a more like whether you're like covered in, I've just literally taken this idea from chat, covered in like mushrooms, which is one thing, or you're like a harder type of wood, or you're a Christmas tree. Like, I don't know.
poison defensive. What were the other options that you said?
Yeah, yeah, you could have poison defensive. You could have like even just straight up like raw physical damage if you wanted.
Beefy.
Yeah, beef. Get some good beef in there. Some good wood beef. Acid, maybe. But are trees acid? Earth is acid.
Yeah, like I would say like acid poison would be a good like. That wouldn't be bad.
Yeah.
Because it's like right now druids have fire elemental and water elemental, and if you want to do like acid, that's not like I guess it'd be water elemental, but like you look very blue for someone who's throwing green.
Oh yeah, sap. Because trees have sap, don't they?
This is sap.
I don't know where sap goes, but I'm just gonna write this down. Sap. Good idea.
Right, sap.
Yeah, I was thinking because the Woodward to me seems similar to like the Eldritch Knight Knight's transformation, where there's like a visual effect on your character, like that's just like it's going over top, and it's like tier 4 and then tier 5 is the specialization. It's just like this, where you get the Woodward form and it has some base effect, but then you specialize your Woodward in tier 5.
That makes sense. What if like so someone said dryad pet? I really like that. Like, what if like literally you had a dryad and to that dryad you're their tree?
That's kind of neat.
Yeah, like I think that's dryad pet. Why not?
Would you like upgrade the dryad pet, kind of like how you do with the skeleton knight pet and all the other pets?
Yeah, this would be like in the tree rather than outside of the tree with its own stuff, like Artificer. I guess Artificer does have boosts in it.
Well, yeah, but it's because like the skeleton knight is like all in the Pale Master tree.
Yes. I think it's cool. I think it's cool for the amount of real estate it takes up. It certainly does a lot more. Like if you had to pick 4 tier 1 through tier 4s, you know what I mean? Like that's a lot of bang for your buck gameplay wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
What stats does this tree use? Because I'm definitely feeling strength and constitution, maybe wisdom. We just did that
wisdom.
though for Thunder Touch.
Yeah, we literally just did that. As I don't know. I feel like is this a wisdom tree? Kind of. It's got wisdom built right into it. So maybe it doesn't have constitution.
Strength or wisdom, yeah. But like it's a defensive tree. I don't think it's a bad thing that we happen to design 2 trees in a row that have the exact same stats.
I didn't vote.
I mean, I voted. I voted for a viscous mercantile. But
can we get a con to hit and damage? Probably not.
Probably not. We could probably get con to hit and damage for shields.
Oh, that would be so sick. What if it was just on the shield?
Wood only.
Yeah, wooden shields only. Very interesting. So you could do like, if you wanted to, you could do some really bad Vanguard hybrid. Or,
yes, but like it would be super duper. Like you'd have to be like a Vanguard druid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it'd be pretty cool.
That's a very cool idea. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of good stuff here. Woodward Aura, Woodward's a form, boost to rage somewhere. Okay, cool. Sounds good. So do you want to get started with a couple things and see where we go from there?
Yeah. Let's start here with the like, because this is a universal tree, and I really like putting stats. Might as well fill in these blanks right now.
Yeah. PR natural armor more vulnerable to horrid wilting. Oh yeah, you get destroyed by horrid wilting. Oh yeah,
that would be really funny. I like that a lot. Definitely put that in the ideas bin. That's a solid one.
Yeah. Woodward destroyed by horrid wilting. Yeah, 100%.
Oh, and you light on fire really bad too in this.
Oh, and possibly with fire absorption. Or not fire absorption, like negative fire absorption.
Yeah, like I think if you're in like the elemental forms already, you take penalties to your resistance.
Yep.
So it's like anti-fire. It doesn't have to be a lot. It just has to be a little bit, and then it's thematic. You know what I mean? Like I don't really want players to just get obliterated, but I do want them to go like, "Oh, better avoid fire."
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. AC and PRR. Oh, there'll be AC and PRR in the tree. Don't worry.
Yeah, we'll fill in the blanks with stuff like that.
Yeah, a lot of the things where it's like, oh, you could add like a little bit of AC here is like you got to get the big ideas down, and everything else kind of fits in there.
Mm-hmm.
As about fire type, as about fire damage, of course it's working. I read everything. I don't just can't respond to everything. A lot of chat. Plant favored enemy. Would you have a favorite enemy plant?
That seems a little mean.
Yeah, it's like you are a plant.
You're a plant. Oh.
Yeah. And woodwoods do not take extra fire damage, but don't worry about it.
It's probably a bug.
All right. So you got all that stuff set up. Okay, so what does core 1 do? Is there a restriction on this tree? That's another thing.
No. This is
anyone can do it.
This is a weird tree.
Yes, I did read the teleport spell you posted before, like a tree stride. I don't know if there could be a tree stride in this game because you couldn't teleport to somewhere specific because you have to choose the tree. I don't know how that would work. Like unless every single quest had a tree and had a location in it that when you cast it, it put you in a specific location in that quest.
I mean, what if this did have a teleport, but it was only like the Gatekeeper's Grove, like a worse version of Word of Recall?
Oh,
you
so
know
just
what I mean?
One of the passives, like say like core 6 is like a passive, and it gives you teleport to Gatekeeper's Grove as well.
Yeah, who knows? I don't know. It'd just be a weird thing to throw in there.
That's kind of interesting. Core 1 should be the shape? No, Core 1's not going to be the shape. Core 1 needs to be something basic, like
honestly, like when I find like design stuff like that, I don't really think you have to start with core 1 if you have all these good ideas. So why don't we just bounce around and fill in all the cool ones, and then we can fill in the core 1 when one of us gets a good idea for it.
Yeah.
Because tier 5, here's what I want to do for tier 5. I want to name this Oakheart. Oh my gosh, my words are all blue.
They're all highlighted. How'd you do that?
All highlighted.
Oh, that's my fault, because I had that category highlighted. I can unhighlight that later, it's fine.
That's okay. We're gonna get rid of this background. Oakheart. You can place a docent inside of you as an artificial...
Yeah, the docent is a good idea.
Heart instead of your armor. This docent.
Bonus cash levels for druidic spells? I don't know, maybe. I don't know if it needs cash levels with druidic spells. Grant spell points is a universal tree that requires them.
I feel like this like definitely put spell points because this tree is gonna require. It's gonna have like barkskin SLA and like, so you know what I mean.
Yep.
So like, I don't think it's a bad idea to put spell points in here.
Yep.
All right, so you can place a docent inside of you as an artificial heart instead of your armor. This docent goes into your armor slot. If you do, you gain some defensive bonus, and this should probably just remove your arcane spell failure entirely.
Well,
like,
so here's the problem. So which armor bonus do you get, and can you still use evasion? This would make it. This would just disable evasion, right?
Yeah, like we have embed component in Renegade Master Maker with a lot of caveats. Evasion.
Yeah. Gotta have an Oaken Shield enhancement. That's funny. I forgot about that.
All right, you know, it's like for arcane failure. Cannot. I mean, why wouldn't you be able to benefit from evasion while you have docent inside of you?
Well, so somebody said have a multi-selector, so you just choose the armor weight. Would that even work?
Probably. It'd be like 3 times as difficult to put together, but like this is a theoretical tree I'm not building, so I don't actually
exactly.
care
This is
about
just
that.
an experiment. Yeah, exactly. Does it take an extra week? No, it's not my week.
Yeah, this is fictional Quentin's problem. This is not for me.
And so then you, based on the selector you choose, it either emulates composite plating, mithril plating, or adamantine body. That makes sense. A toggle would be an interesting idea because you could change it on the fly. That's kind of weird.
We like stuff like that is a very order operations thing. In my mind, this is not something you should be able to bail out of. This is you cutting open your chest and shoving a docent inside of it. You can't just turn that off. That's a real distinct choice. All right, I'm gonna figure out how to get this highlight off of me here because it's killing me. There we go.
Oh, you want to move that down a space? Because
sure.
I'm thinking tier 5, because that's like the left side of the tree. we got all the weapons.
Sure. Put this right in the middle, because it's Oakheart.
Oh, I got it.
This is
Yeah, I
right
got
in the
it.
middle.
Actually, yeah, that coloration is because it was all connected. Weapons. All the way up. This one doesn't have a special unique fighting style like the other stuff. There we go.
Mhm.
So whatever bonuses to the weapons are all going to go on that one. You just need to figure out what that is.
I was thinking +1 hit, damage, and armor class.
Oh yeah, while wielding.
Yes. I want to follow Vanguard's thing here, because they give armor class as well as with
Yep,
stuff.
that makes sense.
Right in tier 1, I want to give spell points. Just to be sure we don't forget to put that in there.
Oh yeah.
Shillelagh Core 6 seems like a good mirror. You know what I mean?
Core 6? Yeah, that seems fine. We do need a spell. Is the spell-like ability in Core 6? Yeah, probably. Why not? Just put the spell-like ability there as well.
Yeah. All right. I'm copying and pasting how to spell this word. Paste that formatting. Perfect. See, I spelled right the first time.
Absolutely. Tree buckling? That's an interesting idea.
Tree buckling. We're going to copy paste the word again. Paste that formatting.
Is there a link so you can see this? Yes, it's right here.
And can
when my bot wakes up.
On clubs and
I forgot the tree command.
All right, root energy. I love it. That's solid. That's a good name.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's plus damage armor class. That sounds good. So just copy that up to the tree. So the tree's going to get a whole bunch of things. Oh, tier 2 probably have improved bark, skin, SLA.
Oh yeah, that's solid. That's a good place to put that.
1, 2, 3. What is this? So like bark, skin, SLA, and it's like SP something like 20, 15, 10. DD
actually
8, 6, 4. And while you have bark skin active, you gain 10% exceptional bonus to armor class.
That makes sense.
Is 10% or like not 10? Yeah. 3, 6, 10%. Is that okay to have in a universal tree? The percent exceptional bonus to armor class.
Probably. Like, I don't really mind if players can choose between a class splash or a universal tree splash. You know what I mean? And this is higher up in the tree than a tier 1. You know what I mean? So this is like AP. Like this is 5 more AP than it would be in Wizard.
That is an interesting idea. What if it's a bigger bonus than 3, 6, and 10%, but it only applies to natural armor bonus? Because natural armor bonus is literally only bark skin, whatever items you happen to have, and then whatever you get out of this tree, and that's basically it. So it makes the effect worse, but it makes it also fit better in the tree.
It does make it stacking.
Yes, and it is stacking, yes.
I don't know. I honestly don't know if more AC like that. I mean, I don't see why not. It makes sense to me.
Yep.
Like thinking about it, we try to avoid introducing like just random one-offs and stuff like that. But like actually mathing it out, like that's like 4 armor class tops.
That's
like
weird. You should be able to do this. Should only people not let me see if the link is not working. It's restricted. It shouldn't be restricted. Hold on. Give me a sec. I'm gonna blank at the screen. Come up with more ideas.
All right. Do you let me think about this. All right. Well, I want to put the Dryad Pet in here because I think that's dank. I think that's really cool.
Okay, it's working now. The link works.
This is an active pet that takes your active pet slot.
The coat's all armor and plant matter. I don't know. I think the idea of the tree being non-metal is kind of like it's a universal tree, so it's an optional thing. It's not like you pick druid as a class. Like if you want to do metal, you can. There's the druid option. You can do something else. This is like a specifically non-metal thing. So yeah. Oh yeah, the dryad pet.
All right, I want this because this is going to be incredibly complicated to put together, but I don't actually have to physically build this.
Well,
I want this to cast half your level of druid spells. So at level 18, this would be up to level 9 druid spells.
What if instead, this sounds maybe insanely complicated.
All right.
There's tier 2, it was the dryad pet, and it's just a dryad, and it does whatever dryads do. And then tier 3 is the next step up, and there's a multi-selector of like 4 different spell lists, and you pick which one of those lists you want, and then it casts those spells as well.
That's solid. I would want the let's go over and casts.
Let's show this over here.
Spells, and this is like the base list of spells that cast would be like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Cure Light, Wounds, Entangle. You know what I mean? And then we add to that list later on.
Yeah, and then you have like Dryad 2, and it's improves spell list based on, I guess enhancement chosen. So it's like a multi-selector of some kind. So it'll have like, fire or curative or vines or something. Anyway, it picks things that like fit from the druid spell list and it shoves them in there.
That makes sense. Let's circle back to this because I have some ideas, but it's going to take a lot of typing, and I want to get through all the really simple ones ASAP. All right, I'm going to start crossing off the ones we've done here.
For sure.
I guess I'm going to highlight them because I can't find the strike through button. They moved it in Google Docs. So we're done with those.
I imagine that the dryad would just, because it's a universal tree, the dryad would just scale to your level, whatever level you cast it at.
Yeah, probably. That historically has not made it very durable in upper levels, but it works pretty well for most of heroics, at least.
Yeah.
Bark Skin of Soleil. I want to do a camouflage. This one's all yellow.
Approved Woodward Form. There we go. So I'm just making sure that I have the space in here. Okay. A camouflage spell-like ability? Is this just a camouflage spell-like ability?
I want this to actually boost you up. I'm looking up. Let me see this here.
What else could we do with camouflage? Important note about camouflage is it actually takes away the look of bark skin, which is why you scroll it all the time, making it great. Dryad benefits from Augment Summon. Dryad does benefit from Augment Summon.
That's
I really
crazy
don't want
that druids don't get camouflage. Rangers do.
That's fine. Rangers are planty.
Yes. Oh, right now camouflage is a hide bonus.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that really works here. So I don't know if just making it hidier makes a lot of sense. So I want to go outside the box here. Let me think about this. Maybe this could be just more generic defense. You know what I mean? Right now it's. Oh, it doesn't scale with caster level right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of what would make sense for the camouflage. Although I do think that that's kind of neat. Somebody said, so if you're a Warforged, you can't cast spells because of your Druidic Oath. Like if you have any of the armor feats. But what if the Oakheart enhancement lets you cast spells? So even if you had like the adamantine plating, if you're a Warforged, you could still cast the spells.
True. Okay, so you can't be a Warforged in adamantine plating right now and cast spells, right?
Correct.
Or is it you just can't be a Warforged period? Or it's
No,
just
Warforged can, but if you take Mithril adamantine plating, you can't cast spells. But what if that enhancement was, because it was a tier 5, it was like also, if you were a Warforged, you effectively become like natural and you could do it. I feel like that could work.
Yes, we now cast Druidic spells while in Mithril form.
Does the Dryad benefit from Druid spells like Pack Presence? Well, yeah. Pack Presence affects all your summons.
Maybe this even shouldn't be camouflage, because like while it is a visual thing, plus high doesn't really strike me as like thematic or useful.
For sure.
Let's pick a different Druid SLA. Maybe one that's a little higher up.
Another Druid spell that could work here that's wood-based. Yeah, because it wouldn't really work. Healing doesn't feel like this is the place for that in the tree. Because this isn't really like... It's a natural tree, but is this like healing in this tree?
I don't think so. I think Herbalist is really where Druidic Healing would get it explored.
Yeah.
I kind of want to throw a literal Splinter Bolt SLA in here with no other support, so that if you're playing the Piercing Druid, you actually can splash in here.
That's kind of cool.
Just like literally tier 3 Splinter Bolt, and then just straight up, this is Splinter Bolt SLA. Like,
yeah, sounds good to me.
I think it would be pretty cool. And gosh, a lot of these Druid alternate spells here are very much like fire or cold or like wolf themed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't look at the Druid spell list. You'll be like, man, we could come up with so many other ideas.
Oh my god, you're telling me. I'm over here writing like a 4th Druid tree. Like, what if we just had a big poison thing, you know, and they could summon snakes? It'd be really cool. But we don't actually have a snake model in the game, I don't think. So
Could the Splinter Bolt SLA, since it's the only support in the tree, also give you like passively 5 force spell power per point as well?
yeah, probably. I don't think it's a bad thing that this gives you. This could give you force spell power in the cores as well. Like, I don't think that's a disaster to put in.
Sure.
Aesthetically, I drastically prefer our SLAs to be just the SLAs, or an improved version that has something to do with it. You know what I mean?
Right, that makes sense.
What if this were like Splinter Bolt SLA? Your Splinter Bolt spells now do something cool. You know what I mean?
Oh, like
And,
it
like,
changes the Splinter Bolt?
Yeah. I think we just changed its damage because yeah, it's 1d6 plus 4 piercing damage, and before it was like up to like it was something else. Part of me thinks this could just bleed people, and this could be like
Applies a stacking bleed.
yeah. So it's a little something, and even if it's not useful all the time, the extra SLA certainly will be. You know what I mean? All right, what other easy win things here? We have con hit and damage for shields, wood only.
Yeah, where does that go? That's a tier 4. That sounds tier 4 like.
All right, that makes sense.
And it's got to do something else. So like 15% increased armor class from shield, and also your shields use con to hit and damage.
Yes.
Wooden constitution?
I don't know, man.
Not bad.
I mean, we do shield armor class in way higher percentages in Stalwart and Saber Defender, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's 15, 30, 50.
Yeah, so let's actually just straight up do that.
Okay.
Class.
Oh, Force of Nature? That's already a Bear Druid thing. It's Force of Nature.
I want to do a Thorn shield bash thing.
Is this an attack?
This is a on your shield bashes automatic proc thing.
So what? So the main issue I've seen with that issue being scaling is that Paladin has that, and it's like not good. How would we make it? How would like the damage on hit be good with this type of tree? Where's the incentive?
Where does Paladin have this?
Tier 5 of the Sacred Defender tree.
I think I built this, and that's really I have no memory of this.
Like Gandalf, I have no memory of this place.
I have no idea. All right, so actively blocking with a shield, enemies attack you, gain.
Oh, it's enemies attacking you. Yes, sorry, my mistake.
Gotcha. In my mind, this is an active thing in which if you passively or actively shield bash, thorns come out and do something. Like they help you hold aggro.
Okay.
So I want this to be like Spiky Thorn Shield. I don't know what that would be named something cooler.
Okay, so this is a tier 5.
Yeah, so this is going to be like a scaling guard, like a really nice scaling guard, and you're going to be able to like apply it yourself only with shield bashes.
But if you have the shield, then this doesn't work with quarterstaff and great club.
What if this?
What if this is a multi-selector?
What if this applied on your shields with like if it's a shield thing, you get the guard of the shield bash, and if it's not, you're hitting them with wooden splinters, so it's also like extra piercing damage on your regular weapons. You know what I mean?
Okay, so this enhancement makes it so your quarterstaffs, great clubs, and clubs bypass piercing DR, and maybe do extra piercing damage on Vorpal, and then it does something else to your shield.
Yes.
Yeah. Some type of taunt. This tree doesn't have threat gen, but it could. It's like a tier 1 thing of like 50%, 100%, 150% threat somewhere.
I think they'd be a cool, easy splash. You know what I mean? So like if you're a tank and you need the extra bit of threat going in here, even if you're not using wooden thing, I think that's a totally great place to put it.
Yep. Oh, the shield bash is AoE.
Yes. And thorns have extra threat. This is like a taunt thing. Like I want to put extra hate on this. So SB hate. I think we differ in how to do dice notation because I prefer 1, 2, 3 d6. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. I saw that, but I'm like, can't.
I
really branching
I don't
out this
know.
enhancement.
I prefer the shorter notation, but it's your Google Doc. I'll abide by your rules. On
something scaling with PRR for damage?
I don't think we can do that. Actually, I think we can do that. I actually think that would work immediately without any interference on our part. It'd be very easy to set up. But I don't think that's a good idea.
I'm in the same boat. I'm just going to grab this from here. Oh, geez. This. Hello. You go here. You get there. There we go. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Tier 4. Grab some of that there. Tier 5. Is there like a special thing in the weapon tier 5, or is it just +3 hit damage and armor class?
I just give them like whatever the plus 10 melee power. It's less than most trees, but they have also armor class.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
There's no critical threat range or damage in this tree.
I would put it super duper late.
So like core 18?
Yeah, I would do like core 18 and core 20 for like threat range multiplayer. Like in my mind, the fact that this tree is so defensive, like,
yeah,
I kind of want you to be. I kind of want, if you want this kind of thing to be working, you have to like rely on your class levels. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I can see that.
All right, so we have an extra tier 5 because we already had the Woodward Form put together. Tier 1, we're gonna do bonus threats.
Yeah, there's that. I'm trying to think of other ideas that we had. I figured that for the action boost, it would be some type of standing tree action boost where you press a button and it changes your mobility, but it gives you other stats.
Sure, we can halt you. Like we can root you in place. Probably should make you unstoppable. I think we have an epic destiny, and the Sentinel ability does that.
Yep.
That could just be a straight up copy of this. That's much easier to obtain, but it roots you in place.
Oh right, the improved Woodward Form. So you didn't even like look at that yet. Yeah. This is why it takes time to get through this. It's like maybe these things come in different places.
Mm-hmm.
Or it could just be tied to Shillelagh. That's true. So your Shillelagh grants you the critical threat range and multiplier?
Oh, I like that
Thematic.
for like Shillelagh, and then this is like extra improved Shillelagh. This
Sure.
should just double it and double it again. Like this should just straight up double it
Yeah,
again.
double it again. The effects of your Shillelagh are doubled again. Hell yeah. Does Shillelagh affect your wooden shields?
I
don't. First of all, I do not entirely know what the word Shillelagh means.
I actually have the Wikipedia page open for it right now so I can spell it correctly. It is a wooden walking stick and club or cudgel. Like that's what it literally is. In Dungeons and Dragons, it is meant in 3.5. It is a buff to those types of weapons. And in 5th edition, it allows you to make a melee strike at range with like a club.
Okay, so it would not work on the shield. That's fine.
I mean, like it also is not supposed to work on great clubs, so or you know what I mean. So like we can bend the rules a little bit.
Yeah. Woodward needs a cool tumble animation. I mean, I don't know about that. Oh yeah, is that super duper improved Shillelagh?
It is.
It just doubles again, so now you're adding plus 8W when you cast Shillelagh.
Yes. There we go.
And plus 2 strength on Wiz.
Oh yeah.
There you go. It just keeps going. Extra.
It just keeps going.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
It's an idea.
I think it would be a lot better if this were +2 total, +3, and then +4W. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that way it's like it's still really good, but like it's not like +8.
Yeah, because it's doubling the base. That's all.
Doubling the base, yeah. I guess it would. I guess this would stack with the Druid one for +5.
Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty funny. Actually, it'd be pretty funny. All right, here's what I want to do. I want to put a splashable quarterstaff non-stacking attack speed boost somewhere in this tree, so you can use quarterstaff without having to be a monk or a rogue.
Okay. Where does that go?
I think that is a tier 4 or a tier 3.
Could be a tier 3. I
think tier 3.
I want an attack that is a knockdown.
That sounds like a tier 2 to me.
Yeah. Yeah, we need a knockdown attack.
In tier 1, copying kick strikes or quick strikes or kip up from Thief Acrobat is not a bad idea.
Sure. What if it does something different than just that? Same idea, but does something different. So like quick strikes and whatever is 20% extra or 25% double strike?
Mm-hmm.
So if this did something similar, so you attack somebody and it gives you a 12-second buff on a 12-second cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't necessarily double strike and it fit in this tree, what would it be instead?
Definitely would give you PRR and natural armor. It's definitely gotta be a defensive bonus.
Because I'm not saying that you couldn't do that. I'm just saying, like, if you were to do that, I feel like just taking it, like, this tree has new ground. You know what I mean? Like, if you wanted that thing, you could go get that thing.
All right. I like this as a defensive alternative, in which this basically is like those active attacks, but now we're going to give you defensive stats rather than offensive stats.
Mm-hmm.
This is just a good attack in tier 1. Like, I don't think it's a bad thing. All right,
the quarter stuff? Yeah, the club attack? Yeah.
I'm going to put generic defenses in here. This is like plus HP or something. Gotta fill that in later.
Yeah. Or like healing amp. She has no healing amp and you're a tree.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good point. One of the things I actually really wanted to staff speed boost. One of the things I really wanted to include in here is something that would interact with Warforged and Bladeforged's penalties to receiving healing app. Or penalties to healing in general.
Oh, so like just remove it?
There's like a thing like Healer's Friend.
Well,
Your
there's
item
Healer's
deposit
Friend, so you
energy
would
is
have the
reduced.
extra the last 20% somewhere.
Yes. Yes. I wanted to put that somewhere relatively splashable. I think that would be a very interesting. That way, if you're a Warforged and you don't actually even care about being a druid, you have something in here. All right, I'm not seeing anything low enough though that would really fit where I want to put this.
Yeah.
So
that's the hard part too. We could kill the tree stand action boost, or
we could also
alternatively,
kill the Dryad.
Yeah, the Dryad could die. I was also going to say the tree stand action boost could also just go into one of the cores. So like improved Shillelagh is actually the tree stand action boost, and the Shillelagh is just a passive.
I'm sorry, try that again. I'm not quite getting what you're saying.
Okay, so you know how there's the core 6 is the improved, like the Shillelagh, and then we have the core 18 is the improved Shillelagh, and core 20 is the super improved Shillelagh.
Mm-hmm.
What if it wasn't actually like the core 18 wasn't, the whole thing wasn't improved Shillelagh, it was something else, and then it also improves the Shillelagh?
Yeah, sure. I think we could definitely tack some more on there.
Yeah, because I just think if there's Strength, Con, and Wiz as two of the passives, I feel like then having like basically the rest of the cores be mostly passive, I feel like they could be actives instead. They're just having a whole bunch of passive cores, you know what I mean?
Sure. I don't mind if there's a whole bunch of passive cores if the tree has a whole bunch of actives.
That's
like,
true.
I
It's
think
one or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me think about this. Part of me wants to just dump the Dryad because like that's it's cool, but like I don't actually think it's gonna be good.
No, it probably wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
Summons.
Let me get this out of here.
Or healing. Yeah, I like some of the ideas about the healing amplification. I like the tree stand action boost being like you root, so you gain more healing. Is an interesting idea, among other things. Oh, immunity to entangle effect. That would probably just be in Woodward.
Yeah, probably. Like I would just be part of your new traits would have immunities like that. Probably also be immune to petrification.
Yeah. Petrification. Petrification, that's true. That's a good one. Or defensive enhancement. Warforged healing bonuses, yeah.
And that'll witch you to an only 5% penalty, assuming, or a 10% penalty if you're a Blade Forged. Because it starts out at 50%, and then it gets reduced through enhancements to 20%.
Yep.
And Healer's Friend.
Yeah,
and this will get you almost all the way there.
Yeah, I like that.
And also, it's just healing up in tier 2. I don't think there's that's a easy splash. All right, knockdown attack. We have a tier 3. I do like the tree stand action boost on its own.
Yeah.
Like I think that's a cool idea. What other tier 3s we have here?
Yeah, the action boost is fine. I don't know what, like I said, I'm not 100% sure exactly what it does. Tier 3s, there's a Splinter Bolt SLA, the Quarterstaff attack speed. Wait, is this a Quarterstaff attack speed boost, like the passive?
Yes, but it wouldn't be stacking with Thief Acrobat or Monk.
Okay, so it would just be the whatever the same attack speed bonus is. Is it
That's
action
correct.
boost? What is it?
I don't think it's typed. But like we could straight up anti-requisite or put it on type. I want that tier 1 to be accessible globally, so you can play a staff build monk without needing the 1 level of rogue.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That's what I want. Yeah.
You could also do like again, this could be like, you know how in Vistani Knife Fighter there's the passives that'll be like while you are like this does quarterstaves and this does throwing knives.
Mm-hmm.
This is quarterstaves is attack speed, clubs is what?
Gosh. That's a good question, because in my mind, clubs are just quarterstaves but worse.
Absolutely, they're quarterstaves. Melee power, too good for a tier 3, I think.
Yeah, it's gotta be something goofy. Like I generally think this is gonna have to be a goofy thing.
Was Vorpal and knockdown? Somebody said bone breaking because you can break bones with clubs.
That is an incredibly powerful weapon effect, and I'm worried about
Yeah.
reducing the impact of those rare raid items, making it so globally accessible. I don't know. A part of me thinks that if we can't think of anything, we should just tack this onto something else. You know what I mean?
Rogue Staff Alacrity does not stack with regular Alacrity. The Monk one does.
It absolutely does. Like it absolutely does. 100% does. Either that or I can't read, and one of those things is one of the two of those things is probably true.
What about bonus to? Oh man, I'm trying to think of like what would work. Some type of DC. I have no idea. Because you're using a club.
Straight up stun DCs.
Yeah, stun DCs would probably be fine. This tree has a trip though, unless the trip scales
Trip
up your stun
DCs.
DC.
I mean, like I don't. I think trip DCs would be really cool. I think this being a trip tree.
Yeah, trip
I
sounds
don't
good.
have a problem with that at all.
And then
so is this while this is using a club, you get trip DCs, or just straight up trip DCs also in the same thing?
no, it should be club trip DCs. Yeah, quarterstaffs get attack speed, clubs get stun DCs, or trip DCs.
There we go. Should be just like I don't know what we're gonna name any of these things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that comes later. So we have knockdown attack, which is a trip attack somehow.
Yes.
And it's usable with all weapon types. And then also, I was thinking tier 5. We have an extra tier 5. What about that Woodward Stomp? Woodward Stomps.
Would that require improved Woodward Form, like make an L shape, an upside down L shape? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would probably be an L shape. Oh, I can move the Oakheart.
All right, move Oakheart. I'm gonna think about Woodwood here.
All right, this is Woad Stomp. It do the Woad Stomp. I don't know what exactly that does.
If you'll indulge me here, let me get this. AoE.
Would it twip you? Yeah, exactly. +6 is too much, but it only works while you're using a club. So you have to make the sacrifice of putting a club into your main hand weapon slot. I do like Flow of Nature for a name for that passive. That's pretty good.
Oh, for the attack speed and stuff?
Yeah. Not bad.
We could probably tone down the trip DCs, honestly. I wouldn't say I'm particularly attached to like 3 or 6 at the end, as long as it's one of those two linear progressions.
Yeah, exactly. As long as it makes sense. But yeah, what is this here? Yeah, Woodward Form. So I guess the idea is that it would gain immunities because in Woodward Form you get the plant subtype, right?
Yes.
So that would give you plant immunities.
Yes. Assume the form of a monstrous plant, giving immunities to things.
Yeah, the entangles are there in petrification and whatever other stuff that hits there. Are there any named clubs meant for melees? Don't ask those types of questions. This is a theoretical lesson. Thank you very much. There's
at least one great club.
There is one great club. Yeah. Is it made of wood? No, it's made of bone. Oh no. Oh no. Okay, that's fine.
It's a theoretical tree. It's a,
exactly. This is not. Yeah, this is the idea is to make something cool. So then maybe in over the course of 2020 to 2030, more clubs get put into the game, and then 2035, Oakheart, it's primed and ready.
2035. I think we're booked that year.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we can push it. We can reschedule. It's fine.
Oh my gosh! For the longest time, we had this thing on our calendar where in the year 2020 we'd fix every single bug in Motu, and but unfortunately,
well, here we are.
Yeah, the global crisis really took the wind out of our sails on that one. So, all right.
Yeah, the Moonhell Axe. That one's a club.
All right. Let me
healing amp. Healing amp. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. Yeah, instead of 3, 6, 10 healing amp, do 10 and 20, and it's a 2-pointer.
I don't really like 2-pointers. Like, I'd rather do 5, 10, 15 than 10, 20, you know?
Yeah, I really don't like 3, 6, 10 because I feel like you look at the like Harper or not Harper Falconry has tier 1, 5, 6, right, 5, 10, 15. So 5, 10, 15 would at least be better.
Yeah, it's 5, 10, 15 then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Woodward Form, Baby Tiny Earthquake.
I feel like that should be part of the improved Woodward Form, and this should just give you a whole bunch of defenses, and then the offensive one is the Earthquake Aura.
Okay, so this stuff. So right now, this is just stuff for being in the form, but all the Druid forms give you like bonus to cash levels with spells. So this should give you.
That's a good point.
Like maybe bonus armor class. Maybe the form gives you melee power.
That's a really good point. Gosh, let me see. So we have several different versions of Fire Elemental.
Yeah. Greater screen shake. Yes, your screen is going to shake constantly.
Yes, the entire way through.
This tree, when you buy it, comes with a warning that warns you very heavily. Well, Pale Master negative amp is because there's no negative amp on any items in DDO. So that's why that's there. It has to be good because there's no other negative amp items.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, monitor. Well, yeah, there's so much screen shake that there's an actual like Richter scale level earthquake coming out of your house.
Yeah, we actually we do shake your house in real life if we do this.
And all your stuff just starts vibrating off of your tables and you have to catch it. It adds an extra layer of difficulty and depth.
All right, so looking at this, elemental forms, there's a base package of immunities, as well as 100% fortification, which I think we can just tack in here.
Yeah. Yeah, virtual reality quake, exactly. A quake. Yeah, the immersion. All about the immersion.
Wild shape. And then we're just going to. There we go. All right, immunity to natural poisons, sleep paralysis, and stun.
So you wouldn't get immunity to poisons, but you would get sleep. You probably get paralysis. I don't think plants can get paralyzed.
Probably not.
Yeah, and you probably get stun, but you don't get the poison.
Stun seems really strong, but like regular fire elemental already do this. So
immunity to knockdown because they're rooted instead of stun.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
That's a great idea.
I was assuming that the knockdown immunity was going to happen in the action boost.
Oh, that's true. That would be in the action boost. Yeah, that would be in the action boost. True say.
We can do both or either. I'm using stun because that's the other wild shapes too as a base.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
All right, and these give you bonuses to caster level and caster level penalties, and I don't like that. I don't like penalties in a universal tree because the opposite of wood is like air, and like minus electric doesn't really make any sense in this particular case because it's more like a nature. You know what I mean?
Really cast anything. Like it has some spell-like abilities, but it doesn't really have anything that's super offensive.
Yeah, I don't think following the druid or sorcerer pattern here for their offensive stuff makes a lot of sense. I think you're right.
I mean, so this tree is meant to be tanky. So Bear gives you Constitution HP and AC. So Woodward gives you.
I mean, we could just give them a competence bonus or a quality bonus to hit points.
Yeah, so give them like some quantity of hit points, like 10% quality hit points. And like +5 to attack. Something in there.
Sure. Why attack specifically?
Because to do all your attacks, you just need to hit stuff. It's doesn't tip the scale in terms of adding too much extra damage. And also, if you choose imagine that there's going to be like 3 more Woodward forms that you specialize into. All of them will need to hit stuff.
That's fair.
And if you're multi-classing, like if you're not playing a pure barbarian, you might be missing some attack. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was just kind of my thought. It's an offensive thing. It's not directly melee power. It's not directly damage. It seemed like it might fit.
No, that makes a lot of sense to me. +5 is just a big number to just throw out there.
Yeah, just a big number to throw out there.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a workshoppable number.
What if, hear me out here,
Hmm.
this were like, because we do elf accuracy, you know what I mean?
Oh, like a 5% hit chance?
Yeah, which is really strong, which would be another weird elf, like it would be another weird thing to splash for, so you wouldn't have to be an elf, you know what I mean?
Sure.
They get +6 total.
So do +3?
Yeah.
They stand still and screw everything around them. That is what shambling mounts do.
All right, I think this is cool.
Yeah.
It's a totally cool form.
Now we need Woodward forms. So I'm thinking you have a fungus form or something that adds like maybe poison damage.
You got it. You got
And
Fungal Lord.
Yeah. Yep.
Part of me thinks there should be like defensive one. It should be some sort of like stone. You know what I mean?
I feel like it shouldn't be stone though, because we got to stay within wood.
Okay.
We got to stay within the wood. What's a good hard type of wood, or a magic wood?
We could just do like ironwood or darkwood. We have magical wood in the game. You know what I mean?
Hardwood, like your floor? Yeah, we could do hardwood. Ironwood is in the game. That is a thing.
Yeah.
So ironwood sounds good. And
Ironwood.
whatever the earthquake one is called.
Sorry, what was that?
Whatever the earthquake one is called, because we have the fungal lord, which is like specifically damage, iron, which is specifically tanking, and then weirdo earthquake mode.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what I would even call that.
Yeah, I don't go outside. I don't know trees, so I'm very bad at this. I'm no sort of botanist.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's actually the tier 1 is you have to like scan in your botany degree.
Yeah, you have to let people like the game if it doesn't let you actually play it.
Why don't we just call this like Shambler or something?
Yeah, and it's got like a viney appearance, like a shambling mound type of appearance. Great idea.
Your very presence disrupts the ground beneath your feet. Every few seconds, yeah. Will attempt.
Yeah, so this has got that shambling thing. What's the term for plants that thrive after forest fires wipe out the competitors? I have no idea. Sounds like a Google search, that one right there. What would the forms grant stat benefits? I'm not so sure yet. I think it's like nail down the core thing of what they do and then work backwards. Because it is a tier 5, so it's got to be like impressive. And Shambler is constant earthquake.
So yeah, but like I want it to be constant earthquake, but if we put an individual cooldown per enemy, that way it's not like a total CC, it's just a disruption. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So whenever you walk up to somebody, they get knocked over, and then you have some time to readjust and do what you want.
Yeah. Ironwood.
Yeah, so you have like something that's clearly like Fungal Lord is like clearly DPS, Ironwood is clearly tank, and Shambler is just like woo 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 woo.
Shambler is here to basically just cause chaos. Just into incredible amounts of chaos. Really tough and dense. Stats.
Shambler's the stream. Yeah, I'm a Shambler, exactly. I am in shambles, if that helps.
You're a Twitch partner. How could you possibly be in shambles?
It's a great question.
You achieved your whole dream. Alright, so the bonus HP is doubled. You also gain... We should just give him like a ludicrous amount of threat here.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I don't know, plus 150% attacks. I don't know, like plus 15 PRR, plus 20 PRR.
Yeah. Bunch of PRR in there sounds good.
I don't know. There we go. Big deeps or
Oh,
defenses.
20 natural armor. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
I also
I
feel
don't
like
know.
this is like because it's the improved form. All three of these, no matter which one you pick, should have like one through line that's the same. So give them all like 20 healing amp.
That makes a lot of sense. Hear me out. Gain 3%, whatever. Let's do like plus 10 healing amp. And each of these double one of those 3 bonuses.
Oh, okay. So Fungal Lord is double accuracy, Shambler is double amp, and Ironwood is double HP.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Makes a lot of sense. What does Fungal Lord do that's offensive?
It has some type of poison effect and rust effect.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So either it has like maybe like a spore cloud or something, or so sort of like the Shambler how it does AoE damage to spore cloud, or it's just a physical attack that does rust and poison or something like that.
All right.
And I'll just shove this up here. Yeah, there we go. See, now each one feels different, and you want to do them for different reasons. The amount of damage is like not the most important thing.
Yeah, and then this damage over time also reduces the enemy's melee and ranged power. So this is like a debuffer offensive thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh.
I think that's pretty cool.
And what if the Woad Stomp is different based on your form?
Oh, yeah.
So
because this would require...
It requires it, yeah. So I'll just... Yeah. I'm actually just going to color this one so it's like indicated that it's colored.
Yeah. On your approved form, this Stomp. Gosh. Does different things.
Yeah. So then you can have different things. So like the fungal form can like it could apply a stack, but I was thinking it could also be neat is what if the fungal form created like a zone, you know what I mean? It makes like a cloud that does some bad stuff. So when you do your stomp, you knock people down and now they're in a cloud.
Away enemies inside have a penalty to their accuracy.
Blinding fog plus Woodward.
What about this? Is be really weird, but like you automatically bypass all concealment to enemies that are inside your cloud of spores.
Yeah.
Because you can see them.
Yeah, so
like,
they can't
you
dodge
know where
you.
they are.
So they can't dodge you, and they can't do anything else. They have to get hit because you know where they are because you have like tremor sense.
Yes.
Because you're a plant.
All right, so Fungal Lord is that
That's
one.
That's very cool.
All right. This is going to be super boring, but I think it's important. This is a big ol' Intimidate.
Yeah,
just a really big Intimidate.
Yeah.
Gets their attention and holds it.
I mean, you could cause confusion, but this is literally an attack. So
I think the confusion one for Shambler makes a lot of sense because they're already here to like disrupt people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe. AoE, AoE Intimidate, exactly. So Ironwood's just a big Intimidate.
Yeah, this is an aggro tool, and I think it's going to be less cool than the other two, but like this is kind of what those characters need, rather than something really fancy.
Yeah.
And then this last one.
Oh.
What if this is like?
That's great. What if instead of it's not just Intimidate, but it's also a fear effect? You do this big terrifying stomp because you're a giant ironwood.
Does that I mean, like, thinking about it, intimidating someone and fearing them, like, they'd have to run towards you, but also they're afraid?
Well, it's like a dragon, right? Dragons are very intimidating. Intimidating and
That's
fear are
true.
like kind of they're two peas in the same pod.
Why don't we split the difference and have people shaken, which is the debuff version
Yeah,
of
shaken's
fear.
good. Shaken's fine. Could Fungal Lord Stomp remove poison immunity? There's really there's not that much big poison stuff in here, even just the Fungal Lord.
Yeah, there's a lot of piercing damage for some like spikes.
Dragons are big and have wicked toothy grins. I mean, hey, these are big. What's a good special stomp for the Shambler? So the Shambler, its passive is that it constantly trips people nearby, and it gets and it has some extra healing amp.
What if this upgraded the like it's like, cause this base thing is an AoE trip, like it's basically like an earthquake single pulse. You know what I mean?
Yep.
What if the Shambler's thing? What it did was it changed your aura for a period of time after you stomp. It didn't do anything extra to them, but it did extra to you.
Maybe, because I'm like, Fungal Lord is clearly oriented towards DPS players, and Ironwood is clearly oriented towards tank players. So Shambler is clearly oriented towards people who
In my
want
mind,
something
it'd be
else.
like CC people who are here to cause disruption. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. Someone that's doing something else. Enemies to focus on you and fear enemies. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, you're right. You're definitely. I again. I'm okay having my ideas be put to rest.
I want this like after stomp, your aura is upgraded to one.
Oh, so after you stomp, when people get back up, you then keep tripping people?
Yeah, it should be a little bit longer than that. Like probably I think it's 7 makes sense. So
Sure.
it's basically like it's a trip that lasts way longer.
Yeah. It's kind of like area of effect. Think of it like area of effect, relentless onslaught from Bear Druid, where every time you hit somebody, they basically get knocked down. But it's doing that to everybody for 7 seconds. Interaction with, is there any interaction with wilderness lore in the tree? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I think there probably could be. That to me seems like a cool other part of the core 8 team, in which it's like wherever you have, you gain plus
They're
2
still using intimidate. Yeah,
hit points and plus 1. I don't know, armor class. There we go.
it's kind of neat.
It's kind of neat.
Not great, but it's kind of neat.
It's all right. I don't know, whatever. I feel like plus 5 hit points. It's like level 18. You know what I mean? All right, that's a lot of tier 5. You want to circle back to the tier 1s and just try to fill this out?
Yeah, we'll start at tier 1. Yeah. So weapons. What's the weapon bonus here called?
Oh gosh, sounds like something chat could answer.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. I'm asking chat. So you know how like Vistani knife fighting is like Vistani knife fighting. What's what is the weapons enhancement called? This is clubs, great clubs, quarterstaffs. Nature's Wrath. Bash.
I like that.
I love Bash.
Bash makes sense.
Because they're all bludgeoning. Oh, we did 2 bludgeoning trees in a row as well.
Well, yeah, like hitting people with a big stick makes sense to me.
Yeah, people want to play bludgeoning weapons. This is what I'm learning. Vistani Knife Training 1, that's an interesting name. Yeah, we could probably use that.
That's good. What
Nature's
about
Tools?
we just call this wooden weapons or something? I don't know. It's not a great name.
Oh, we need a Core 20 Super Duper Shillelagh this or you may now use any wooden weapons with
Oh,
this tree.
yes. Yes.
So if you have the core 20, you can use any wooden weapons. So yeah, you can put that wherever you want. But yeah, so the idea is if there is a wooden weapon, bows are wooden.
Mm-hmm. Oh, ooh. That's
Melee
really
weapon.
interesting.
Melee weapon?
Yeah, let's say like melee wooden weapons.
Any
Just
melee
in
wooden
case.
weapon. Yeah. So then that way, if there happens to be, as you said, like the ironwood khopesh, you pick up an ironwood khopesh made of ironwood, you could use that with this enhancement tree if you wanted. And
There's that
all
one
of the
dagger
stuff,
from
the
which I
shillelagh
have.
would work, everything else would work.
Yeah. That's really cool. Let's do this would be like 30, 60, 100 spell points. Easy peasy. Root energy, I like that a lot.
Oh, it wood bond? Oh, yeah. Wood bond for the weapon
Oh,
thing?
I had chat says thing about glass weapons. That's something that I wanted a vile chemist to do, was to get a whole bunch of bonuses to weapons made of glass.
That'd be cool. Arboreal assault. Lumbar support?
That's great.
That's really funny. Oh, that's great. Generic defenses plus HP. I'm not feeling HP on this tree.
Not feeling HP?
No, I'm not feeling HP.
Alright, what are you feeling?
So usually it's HP, PRR, MRR. MRR?
This could be MRR rather.
MRR. Oh yeah. Plus 2, 4, 6 MRR.
Yep.
And this is called
Gosh, chat help.
yeah, naming stuff is the hardest part. I know what it does,
Oh
I
my
just don't know what it's called. Actually, I'm going to put up a poll. I'm going to quickly just pull out this stuff, and you guys can help with the vote here. I'll put up a poll of what you guys think name should be. Weapon damage name. So what are some of the ones you really liked? I liked lumber support.
I love the support. Gosh. I don't know. Like it's such a challenge.
Yeah, I'm pulling some stuff out real quick. I'm very much not reading chat. I like that. Up in skin. Nutrient absorption. Gaia's blessing. I don't have a Gaia in here yet. Bark. I mean, absolutely. For all you magic nerds, I resent that. Oh, this poll is way too long. Anyway, please vote in the poll. Thank you. Photosynthesis. Right. No.
I know what I like from that poll. But I'll wait till the
well, you can vote.
Oh, I can vote. Let me vote then.
420 that makes non-wooden weapons gains the Everbright ability to make it immune to rust damage. Well, it's a wooden effect, so non-wooden weapons would. There should be something that affects non-wooden weapons in this tree. Greater Club, Greaterer Club, and Greatest Club. Yeah, we don't have a Greatest Club yet. That should be an exotic weapon in the future.
That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
I'll get right on that.
Yeah.
All right, in the meantime, you want to work on the tree stand action boost?
Yeah, tree stand action boost. What is tree stand? So you can't move. Is this a toggle with charges?
I think this is straight up an action boost.
Okay, so it's an action boost. Yeah, so that's good. The balance. No, all saving throws? Oh, yeah, it's because it's got to be big, right?
It's an action boost.
Yeah, this has to be big.
You can keep adding sauce on there. Like, the fact that it's a limited time and it also roots you in place. Like, this has to really overcompensate.
Yeah. So let's say this is a short action boost. So it's 10 seconds, maybe?
Sure.
Because you don't want to be rooted forever, right?
That's a good point. Like, the situation in which you accidentally press this button, or you press the button and the fight moves.
Yeah, and then you're like, oh, crap. So yeah, so that should work. So it's only let's put it here. Oops, I don't know what I'm doing. So this lasts 10 seconds instead. And what else does it do? So you become rooted in place. You get immunity knocked in. You get bonus to saving throws. And your skin hardens, granting you like some extra bonus to armor class. What would be good here? Well, but it has to be big because you can't move. You literally can't move when you press this button, and that's really bad.
That's probably good.
Yeah, sure. 20 armor class and 10 saving throws. That seems pretty good. ER 20% elemental absorption. They are immunity to, or they're already immune to sleep. Plus 10 reflex saves while not moving. That's true. No. This is root. You're a tree. You become a tree. Got it. It's got to be a tree form. I like a lot of these ideas though. Art constantly regenerates. Okay. Oh, we have a spare tier 3 and a tier 4. What goes in here? What's up with the drawing board?
We can leave at least one of these blank. Like we don't have to fill in something that doesn't like this space intentionally left blank. Totally viable.
For sure.
So if we can't think of anything really cool,
boosts to rage.
Oh yeah, boost to rage didn't make it in here at all.
Yeah, we need boost to rage. And a passive that gets better as you stand still, and we have 2 spaces.
Ooh. All right, let me think about this. I feel like boost to rage should probably be in tier 3 because it's lower.
Yeah.
So rage boost, fill that in here, and then passive gets stand still. Let me take a look at this.
Yep. Rage because you cannot move. Keyboard smash.
I like force of nature for the name of something.
Taking root. You know what roots do? Absorb nutrients. It should give you HP regeneration. While rooted, you regenerate HP. That's an interesting idea.
I like that. I like that this is a separate button you press to root you to heal you. It's like a meditate, but not like actually just meditate.
For the tree stand. So this would... Oh, this? No, the standing still is like while you're not moving, it's just a passive that you get a bonus, right?
I mean, it could be.
You know how like when you're there's like stand and deliver from Shoddy Champion and other things like that where like you stand still? I was thinking the action boost, the tree stand action boost. It like heals you for some amount every 2 seconds or something while it's going.
That makes a lot of sense.
I don't know how much it heals you or how it scales, but it heals you for some quantity every 2 seconds.
We're buying a vigor effect, like just straight up the spell vigor.
Oh, and it applies vigor to you. That's not bad.
Yeah, for the duration.
That's cool.
All right, rage boost. This should just be like raging. You gain. I kind of feel bad feeling just putting more natural armor in here, but like.
I mean, that's what it does. It's all natural armor. Crits increase your rage duration. I don't know if that's programmable.
Crits increase your rage duration. Probably not feasible as far as DDO is concerned.
Yeah.
Once an effect is stamped on you, it's really hard for us to move its duration anything other than 1 second down per second, like the flow of natural time.
Yep.
All right. So standing still. Is this an offensive or a defensive standing still?
Why not both? Like, while standing still, you gain something shield. So, like, after standing still or like every second while standing still, you gain shield bonus to armor class and damage somehow.
One of these were reversed, where attacks build up stacks of a defensive thing, and getting hit builds up stack of an offensive thing.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
This like Gosh, I don't even know what this would be besides just like more PRR. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so while staying still, attacks build up a defensive boost. So every time you hit somebody, you get a stack that gives you more defense.
Mm-hmm.
So sure, just do like 1 PRR, 1 MRR.
I'm gonna do +1 PRR +1 healing amp.
Oh, okay. So as long as you're staying still and attacking people, you're getting PRR and amp?
Yes. And
Absorption? Too much absorption.
boost.
I don't know if that would be too much absorption. All of nature. But yeah, so the idea is, with the tree root, the tree stand action boost, it applies a vigor to you, so it heals you, because this tree is not meant to heal other people.
Mm-hmm. Here we go. I'm gonna call this
Build your
grow
roots.
your roots. So it's kind of like a reverse thing.
Makes sense.
All right. What else do we have to build out?
Building
Other than
things in
the
yourself more, maybe.
core 1 and naming everything.
Yeah. Just double check the course. Yeah, so you have core 1, which we haven't done. And then everything, yeah, needs a name. What's core 1?
The other core ones we've had, they've been
so
just
the
like
last
really
tree,
silly.
do we want to have something like each core you take in this tree gives you a passive?
I don't know.
Because it already has the shillelagh passive and the super shillelagh and the ultra shillelagh.
Yeah, some of the other trees give you stuff per core, and like Inquisitor just gives you like +1 attack and like plus skills. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm okay with this one being a little simple because the other cores are a little weird.
So just get you right out of the date, +2 natural armor.
Yeah. And then like +1 heal, intimidate, and a third skill maybe.
What's a good skill?
Haggle.
Oh, this should give proficiency with Great Club.
Should it?
It should be somewhere in here because Great Club is a martial weapon. So if you're like a druid, you don't actually have Great Club.
Sure.
Because everyone's proficient with club, but not that. Why not competence bonus to maximum HP per core? Because then this would be the highest HP tree in the game. It already has 20% quality. And it's universal.
Basically, we just need to name the weapon line. And it looks like Natural Strikes is working.
Yeah. The winner is, with 41% of the vote, you guys have almost no time left to vote. Natural Strikes is the winning. Lumber Support, unfortunately, not quite cutting it, although that was my vote. What was your vote?
Mine was Natural Strikes. I'm really glad that everyone agreed with me.
Lumber Support. So good.
All right. And IV.
Yeah, with Natural Strikes 1, 2, 3, 4. The old V.
Let me go back to highlighting this because it was. There we go.
All
right.
Seems good. Are we missing anything here?
Some of these are named a little weirdly. Like,
for
example,
Trip Attack.
Extra Improved Shillelagh is
Yeah, extra improved shillelagh. So this is I don't know.
I like this being like improved shillelagh and then like.
It probably should not be super duper improved shillelagh. Do we need to have the word shillelagh in 3 different things in the tree?
Yes. Otherwise, how would they know that we can spell it?
Why don't we do like core 12 is like, or not core 12, like core 6 is like, core 18 is like Forest Walker, and then the capstone as like, or Boreal Master or something. Boreal Master, sorry.
There we go. Boreal Mastery. Bonus that this should probably be named something more thematically like gosh.
Bonus threat. Yeah, Natural Strikes unfortunately won. And yeah, generic defenses. Oh, what is this?
God, it should be just like deflect magic or something. Honestly, deflect magic sounds good. The more I say it.
Yep, sounds good. Deflect magic. Perfect. Boreal is like winter. Boreal is a type of forest.
I think Boreal is a winter forest. I think you're
it's
thinking of Arboreal, which is the forest.
sure. Boreal Mastery is fine.
Yes, Boreal Mastery.
Magic Guard. Yeah, Magic Guard's probably better than Deflect Magic. Deflect Magic implies something else.
That's true. That's true.
Club, Cudgel, Blackthorn Stick, and also all wooden weapons. Yeah, bonus threat. Oh yeah, knockdown attack. We need to make knockdown attack.
All right. I have someone at my work just sent me a private message. Boreal is a non-deciduous forest, i.e. evergreens. So Boreal is actually correct. Pines and such.
Yeah.
So shout outs to Charles.
Yeah, bonus threat. I mean, bonus threat tells you what it is.
What about gosh, what would this be like? We've already used so many names.
Yeah,
what about like threatening spines or like
yeah, threatening branches.
threatening splinters? There we go. I feel like we already made a thing called shifting strike. Knockdown attack.
Yeah.
It's probably 3W. Falling tree is great.
Falling tree or falling oak?
I like falling oak.
Logroll is the name. Logroll's not bad. Timber? Oh my god.
Timber is fantastic. I like it a
lot. All right. Timber is good. I like timber. And it is a trip. Hold on. Is this a trip or a knockdown?
Part of me thinks that this should be a trip with the DC.
Okay.
And
it's trip DC effect. So it's just however trip DC works. Yeah, and if you vorpal it, it's a knockdown, no save.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, timber? Yes, that's true. It does need to have an exclamation point. Yeah. So you know that's what's going on.
All right. The rest of this looks pretty good.
Yeah,
anything else jumping out at you?
We managed to fill it really. It's dense. This is a dense tree.
There's a lot of words in Tier 5 here. There's over an entire page of Tier 5 just paragraphs.
Yeah, but that's because, to be fair, like the improved wood form and the Woad Stomp are both 3-tier multi-selectors.
Mm-hmm. No, I think this is pretty solid. I like the emphasis on Shillelagh. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. All right, so now it's time to do the full review. So if you just happen to step in right now and you have no idea what we're talking about and you missed everything, here is the full review of the tree. If you want to see it yourself, it's right here. So this is the Oakheart tree. It is a tree that has focuses on both like the defensive tankiness of trees and that sort of thing, as well as the offensive nature of hitting people with clubs and sticks. So your cores, you get +2 natural armor right away and proficiency with Great Club. Seems good. And then this tree can scale off of Con, Strength, or Wisdom. And I'm assuming the Trip and other things will probably use whatever stat is highest for those. Maybe not highest Con, but highest Strength or Wisdom, and then Con's in there in case you want to do tank stuff. Core 6, so that's what you get at level 6 or 10 points in the tree, is the Shillelagh spell-like ability. So if you can't cast Shillelagh, you get it here. And then also, just like out of the nature... what's that called? Season's Herald. It gives you extra or doubles your Shillelagh, and also making sure that Shillelagh affects Great Clubs as well. It might already do that, but that doesn't matter. Then it's got some more Strength, Con, and Wisdom. Oopsie, wrong thing. And then we have the Forest Walker. So Forest Walker, the effects of your Shillelagh are doubled again. So you're getting +3 W on your quarterstaffs, your clubs, your Great Clubs, and also gives you +1 competence threat range. So the Shillelagh gives you the threat range. And then for every Wilderness Lore feat you have, you gain 5 armor and 5 hit points in 1 armor class. That's pretty good. That's like a lot. So if you're playing like a pure Druid, this would be 100 extra hit points, which is pretty sweet. Because Druids, that could be nice on a bear tank.
Oh yeah.
And then lastly, Boreal Mastery. The effects of the shillelagh are doubled again, so you get even more W on all your attacks, and you gain +1 crit multi. And now you can use any melee wooden weapons with this tree. So if you have any weapon that you find happens to be wood, it works. And then it's +2 strength, con, and wisdom, so you get all of that. Seems good, right? Does anything seem missing out of here? Does this seem compelling?
No, this seems really cool. I like that the buffs are like kind of in the shillelagh spell rather than just on you directly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's an interesting way of doing it. I like it a lot.
All right, so next we've got tier 1. So the first one is Natural Strikes, which is +1 hit damage and armor class. I'm assuming while holding club, great club, and quarterstaff.
Yeah, probably. That makes a lot of sense.
I'm just gonna copy that later so I can do that again. Threat generation, so that if you want to play this as a tank, it's right at the bottom, or if you need tank from somewhere else, that's there. Magic Guard, so you got these bonus to MRR right here. You get Shifting Strike +1, 2, and 3 W to attack. So it's just an attack that grants you PRR and natural armor. It kind of reminds me of the Vanguard attack where you hit somebody with your shield and you get PRR and MRR, which is not bad. And then Root Energy, get some mana because your character does not have a lot of mana. How does that sound?
That sounds great. These are like a lot of these are good, easy splashes, and like even if you're a spellcaster just trying to get to like tier 2 or tier 3, there's like at least 2 things in here you can put your points into.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. What does it says? If it's plus wisdom, that means int and charisma class can't use this universal. No, it means you just don't get extra wisdom. Or you don't get any intelligence or charisma. But you could play an intelligence or charisma-based version. The next here, we have Natural Strikes, so it keeps going up. Timber, the attack. So this is a trip attack that works with clubs, great clubs, and quarterstaffs. I assume that all the attacks and stuff, everything in here works with any weapon once you have the capstone, right? As long as it's wood. A wooden weapon.
Yes.
And then it's got the Vorpal knockdown with no save. Improved Bark Skin's spell-like ability. So you put 3 points into this. You can cast Bark Skin on anybody and yourself, but this gives you exceptional armor class. This could also change to natural armor class. Really, it doesn't really matter. The natural armor class is just worse, but it would also stack with the other bonus if you want to be like a super tank. And I added in can be cast while raging because it's not an offensive attack. So just in case you need to put it on to spell magic or something. Return to Nature for healing amp and reduces the Warforged Blade Forged base penalty of healing, which is kind of cool. So it kind of stacks with the the healer's friend. And then the tree action boost, you're rooted in place and become immune to knockdown, gain +10 action boost to saving throws, and +20 action boost bonus to armor class, as well as applying a vigor effect for 10 seconds. So you can't move. WASD, completely off the table. You can rotate, though.
Yes.
Yeah.
You also probably can't jump.
Probably can't jump.
Probably can't jump.
That seems about right.
Yeah.
Oh, posture check. Sorry, I gotta sit up straight. All right. Tier 3. Also, thank you for the thoughts about partnership, Noel Day. I appreciate that. Thank you. Natural Strikes. So again, that goes up there. I'm just gonna toss this one in here. Flow of Nature, giving you the Henshin, Mystic, Thief, Acrobat attack speed. But if you're not using a quarterstaff, it's trip DCs. And I'm assuming that if you are using a different wooden weapon, this just doesn't affect you.
My guess is that how this would work would be once you have that different wooden weapon, it would go into the great club category.
Yeah, that makes sense. Splinter Bolt spell-like ability. It's a special Splinter Bolt and can be cast while raging because it's in the tree and we have the rage bonus thing. And then Strength of Nature. While raging, you gain an additional natural armor and PRR. Do we need to put a number in for that, or just that's good enough?
This is good enough. Those numbers would probably be because I know we already give armor class. We're giving armor class penalty. So this might just actually reduce the penalty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, just get rid of the penalty to armor class.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. Then we have tier 4, so more natural strikes. And then Woodward Form. So the Woodward Form is a special form, if you missed this. So it's like the elemental forms that you get from Druid, except this is a plant form as opposed to an elemental. So you get all of the bonuses and weaknesses of plants. You get immunity to things like Entangle and Petrification, and you have a weakness to fire and dehydration. So Horde Wilting, very deadly. 100% fortification, immunity to sleep, paralysis, and stun. And then on top of that, you also gain 10% quality bonus to hit points, 10 healing amp, and 3% bonus accuracy on all attacks. So no matter what, if you take Woodbone form, you get a bit of a bonus. Is there a worry of somebody spending 22 points in this tree to get the form and get all of this stuff?
Maybe. The fact that it's quality bonus, which people already go into falconry for
12 points, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, this is 5% more, but it's also 5 more action points.
Yeah. Plus, you also have to take a bunch of stuff for clubs that you don't want.
That's true. You also have to go into the club tree.
Yeah.
Which is...
and then the healing amp and the accuracy. So it gives all these 3 stats.
Mm-hmm.
And then grow your roots. So while standing still, attacks build up a defensive boost. You get PR and healing amp. And this has some stack limit. And while standing still, getting hit builds up stacks of an offensive boost, +1 attack and damage. And then I'm assuming you probably like the stack mechanics. They stack up and then they fall off one by one.
Yes. Probably like Archer's Focus, in which they don't fall off of you until you move, and then they fall off pretty rapidly.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What if? Yeah, they didn't go away until you started moving, so they would stay.
Yeah.
On
What if they just didn't have a duration? So like you really want to stay in one place, and then you can move, but you have to start stacking up from like 75%, 50%, because like they've fallen off in the few seconds you're moving. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
That'd be cool. And then Wooden Constitution, plus 15, 10, 30, 50% shield armor class, and wooden shields you wield may use your Constitution to hit and damage. So it's not your weapon, it's just your shield. So if you are playing as a tank type character, you can use Grow Your Roots. If you have improved Shield Bash, you could be using your Shield Bash to not lose the blocking bonus while tanking, to be able to hit people to get these bonuses, and its Constitution to hit and damage. So it's not like that high damage, but it's a neat thing.
It's also like just what I like about this is that limiting only to wooden weapons means that you have to go through every single thing in the entire game, because you're like, oh my gosh, what if there's a wooden shield out there that you wouldn't normally use?
Yeah.
Like, is it worth it using this off-meta shield because you can get these bonuses?
Yeah, like
which I think is a really interesting question to ask players.
Like the best shield right now for Vanguards is the Ferro Crystal shield, and that is crystal, and that wouldn't work with this. It would have to be wooden. So there's that. And then tier 5s. So now your big tier 5, Natural Strikes 5, +3 to hit and damage, armor class, 10 melee power. Super straightforward. Improved Woodward Form. So before you had the Woodward Form, which gave you accuracy and all that other stuff, that hit points and what have you. And you have to choose which Woodward you're going to be. Fungal Lord. It makes it so your bonus to accuracy from Woodward Form is doubled. So now it's 6% bonus to accuracy instead. And your touch dissolves your enemies, dealing rust and poison damage over time whenever you strike an enemy or are struck, so when people hit you as well. And the damage reduces melee's range and melee power. That's sick. I love that. That's a very cool form. After that, we have the Ironwood, which is a tankier one. And it says you are incredibly tough and dense, and you gain bonuses from your defensive stats. So your bonus HP from Wood Form is doubled. So now you're getting 20% quality bonus to health instead of 10%. Extra threat with melee attacks, and then 20 PRR and 20 natural armor. Or you can be a wishy-washy Shambler, and instead you get double healing amplification from your Woodward Form, and your very presence disrupts the ground, causing anybody that's nearby you, your presence disrupts the ground beneath your feet. Every few seconds you'll attempt to trip all nearby enemies nearby, as if you were surrounded by the Earthquake spell. This can only affect each enemy once every 30 seconds. That's sick. That's so great. How do you feel about these 3 different forms? Do they feel distinct enough?
I think they're crazy different. Like, I can think of, like, every single build I'm thinking of, I'm like, wow, even depending the exact same build and the exact same character split, which tier 5 you pick would dramatically change your play.
Yep.
And that's where I really like Universal Trees to be. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, I feel really confident that these are all going to be they're just way different enough. For me.
Then we have the Wood Stomp. So this is connected. So the idea is you have to take the Woodward improved form. Once you've taken that, then you can take the Wood Stomp. And this gives you a different stomp. So it's a trip attack where you stomp on the ground. And it's an AoE trip, all people around you. And it looks like an earthquake sort of effect, how Woodwards do it. But based on the form, it does something different. So if the Fungal Lord, it creates a cloud of hostile spores that eat away at your enemies. So they have a penalty to accuracy. And on top of that, you bypass all forms of concealment. on enemies that are inside your cloud of spores. So you can drop it and you can hit like the chipmunk from the new raid that has dodge. He can't dodge you anymore. There's that. The Ironwood, this is a big ol' intimidate. So it gets their attention and holds it. So it's a big AoE intimidate attack that also does the knockdown. And then finally, the Shambler, after you stomp, your aura is upgraded to apply to everyone regardless of cooldown for 7 seconds. So originally, it only knocks people down once every 30 seconds. So it pulses all the time, but it can only, once you hit somebody, they're on cooldown for 30 seconds. You can't knock them down again. This lets you ignore the cooldown for 7 seconds. So you're constantly tripping everyone nearby you.
Yeah, this is definitely the big CC form. Like, this is if you want to disrupt combat, like, yeah.
The big stomp. Thornright, wow, that's a good name. There's enemies
I stole it from a DDO quest.
I know, but it fits so well here. Enemies that attack you take piercing damage that scales with melee power, so it's a reflect. Now, reflects aren't the greatest, but wait. Shield bashing applies this to all enemies in a large area, and the thorns have extra hate. So if you shield bash, then it's an AoE piercing damage hit along with your actual shield bash that applies extra threat. And clubs, great clubs, and quarterstaves deal this damage on hit instead. And are clubs, quarterstaves, and great clubs going to bypass piercing DR?
Yeah, might as well. Like that seems like a great place to put it.
And then lastly, Oakheart.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Oakheart, you can place a docent inside of you as an artificial heart instead of your armor. This docent goes into your armor slot. If you do, you gain some defensive bonuses and you no longer suffer from arcane spell failure. So based on the weight chosen, this docent emulates mithril plating, composite plating, or adamantine plating. This would be a multi-selector. And if you happen to be Warforged, instead, you can now cast druidic spells even while in mithril or adamantine plating. So
yeah, I think this is like,
yeah,
all of these tier 5s to me would radically change your play.
Yeah.
And I think that's that's why I'm really fond of like where this went. I think it's just really cool. Like, I think it's even cooler than the lightning tree.
Yeah, because the lightning tree kind of like wrote itself. It was like, oh, well, hammer with Sonic and lightning and what have you. And this is like, oh yeah, we're doing tree stuff. It does all sorts of things. By the way, if you ever want to get access to it, it's right here if you want. So, like we did last time, after seeing all this, everyone in chat, let me know if you were to build something like an Oakheart, what character class do you see yourself playing with this? Or what type of combinations do you see putting together with what's here right now? What comes to mind when you're like, oh, I'm going to play a whatever? And actually, what do you see?
For me, I would say the one build I would want to try first would be a pure fighter. Like a straight up pure fighter, and I want to do the docent thing. Where like you cut your own heart out and put a docent in instead. Like, I think that's super cool. So like a vanguard taking advantage of all that cool piercing stuff.
Yep.
I think would be pretty cool. I'd love to play a thief acrobat with this, like the quarterstaff bonuses and stuff like that. Or like a hench mystic would be really, really cool because you get the attack speed much earlier.
Yep.
And yeah, no, I think this would be pretty cool. At least for all of those. Playing a druid caster just to get that extra SLA and trying to play a physical druid caster would be very interesting.
Yeah. I kind of go back and forth because part of me would love to, for some stupid reason, do this as like an artificer. Because you get the elemental form, so you play as a Warforged artificer, but then you completely undo all the Warforged by turning into a different form. And then you still have all like the stomps and the AoE trips and what have you. And you go Great Club. I don't know. There's something there that I'm like, I don't know why. There's like, it's the return from nature where you're just taking it all away. And then yeah, I think Warlock would also be very, very cool with this tree.
Oh, for sure. What else would be cool would be just like start up a barbarian with Great Club.
Yeah, barbarian with Great Club. This is a barbarian with Great Club tree. It'd be so cool. Great Club barbarian.
Yeah, no, I'm really happy with it. I think this is super rad. Like,
so that's great. All right, well, this was a success, I think. So good job, pat on the back. Somebody asked, when is this going to be? Oh yeah, I look forward to the release of this on Arbor Day. Yes, exactly. This
absolutely.
This 100% is coming out on Arbor Day. I don't know what day that is. Is that a day? Is that a real thing? Is that about trees? I'm not sure.
That's a one of the weird United States holidays.
Yeah.
Almost 100% sure.
So if you, I don't know if you have any more time. Did you want to stick around for like open floor questions from people about stuff? DDO stuff?
Sure. I could take a few questions.
Yeah.
If anyone has anything they'd like to ask me, I know I'm going to be on the DDO cast this Saturday to talk about like upcoming performance changes and talk about bows and stuff like that.
That's cool.
So if you guys wanted to ask about anything other than that, because I'm already going to go and talk about that for a little while. What language is DDO written in? DDO is written in primarily in a proprietary scripting language that none of you ever heard of, and its front end is written in C++ using Windows Event.
I wanted to put Boreal Mastery, but people complained in chat, and I don't like getting bullied.
I have one of my coworkers said it was Boreal.
Yeah,
and
Boreal is the right type. I learned this in school. It's a type of tree.
Yeah, he worked on Zoo Tycoon, so I'm inclined to believe him.
What else is in here?
An interesting way the player base would vote for implementation of one of the universal trees. I think that would be a cool idea, but in practice, I feel like that would not work very well. Part of the caveats of these designs is that a lot of this stuff is kind of plausibly feasible, rather than like actually feasible. So it would be quite complicated.
Yeah. It's like a lot of the things that might make it in here are like, yes, this can totally be promised. And then there might be like 3 months of frustrating work to find out it all has to go in the garbage.
At the very least, I'm pretty sure the Shillelagh stuff would work. Language you haven't heard of is proprietary. Yes, it is a proprietary language. I don't think I'm allowed to talk more about it. But
yeah. Just use your imagination, guys.
It's a good language. I have no problems with it. The quests I've done, what is your favorite? I have built one piece of content in the entirety of DO, and it was the big slide, so that's already my favorite. My favorite actual quest in the game is Siegebreaker.
Wait, Siegebreaker is your favorite quest?
Yes.
Oh, that's very interesting. Why is that?
I love it.
Yeah, I love that's great. Why? Why is Siegebreaker your favorite quest?
I like every voice line is so good, and like the little like dun 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 horn thing with the rust monsters with the ogres on top of them coming in.
Yeah, that's great.
I love when the Medusa goes, looks like we're gonna need another skinny. I love that there's like an orc with the big frying pan. I like that you have to burn the tents. No, I love every single. I love Major Danger, Alpane, and like it's just I thought I smelled something burning. No, I think the voice acting of that quest absolutely carries it. I think it's got just a fun cadence to it. It makes me happy every single time. That's part of why I was like, I'm gonna redo the Lord's March chain, and part of me was like, mostly so people will play Siegebreaker more.
It's funny. Will the horse be returning in season 6? No, I think that was a typo on the horse.
Oh yeah, so like video games do this a whole bunch, in which like a discrete object has just mirrored textures. That's a shortcut that basically every single object in the entirety of 3D games uses. And the previous horses didn't actually have Roman numerals on them at all. And we were like, let's put the logo on this, and then we're like, it's mirrored, so we gotta take it off. So that was an oopsie on our part. Should be all fixed up now.
Yeah, I think. Is there anything else? Sweet. Well, thank you for joining me on this broadcast of Dungeons and Developer Insights. This was a lot of fun. We were off schedule because we were supposed to do this on Monday, and then my internet wouldn't get installed. And then I went on a Twitter rampage, and everything got fixed. How things work in 2021. So you good to do if we went back on schedule, so not next Monday, but the following Monday?
Sure. I think it'd be great. Hopefully you won't move again.
No, I don't want to move again. No more moving. I'm done with that. No more moving. Cool. Yeah, so we'll be back on schedule. I'll put up some more polls so you guys can vote on them. Unless you don't want to vote on them, then it's your fault when your thing comes up and you don't want to see it. Also, yeah, this is really cool. If you want to have access to it, this is gonna get posted somewhere. I gotta find a place to organize this and put this in here. But yeah,
Just put it on the DDO wiki. They won't notice. Like, just make a new advancement tree and just put it up
just
there.
put everything in the DDO wiki. Well, because Matrim already put the last one in the actual builder, so you can select it and look at the stuff, but you can't actually click. Like, it doesn't work, so you can't.
Oh
click
my
anything.
god, that's gonna confuse so many people.
I know.
Like, that's going to cause, like, we're gonna get questions like, "Hey, why can't I select the Oakheart tree in game?" And I'm gonna be like, "Cause it doesn't exist." Like, oh gosh.
Also important to note, especially about this, when you see this, you might be like, oh, well, that effect seems really unbalanced. Like 20% hit points in this universal tree? Yeah, probably. That's why this is like the pen to paper and not even like tested, put in the game. No one's thought about it. We did it in 2 hours. So the trees that come into the game get more than 2 hours of love put into them.
At least 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
At least 3.
At least 3. 3.5 tops. But yeah, so we'll be back in a couple of weeks. This video is going to be posted on YouTube, so you'll be able to catch it. And in the YouTube video, there will be links to everything. So if you want to get in, you can be able to follow Quentin on Twitter if you want. I'll put the links in there because I put the links last time in the YouTube video, and then people commented on the YouTube video asking for the links. So that's great. If you want to see this live, make sure you go to twitch.tv/Strimtom to find out what's going on. Make sure you follow the channel and participate because I stream 6 days a week here outside of just this broadcast. And yeah, you're on the DDO cast. Do you know what time that is?
Oh, that is 12 noon, but I think there's a pre-recorded session.
Oh, you've already done the DDO cast.
No, I think we're recording it on 12, and I don't know. I got an email about this and I can't read. And,
okay.
Like, it's
so on Saturday though.
Yes, I don't actually know when the DDO cast will be airing. I think we're recording a segment that will then be part of the next DDO cast.
Oh well, because the segments are always recorded live on Twitch, and then he combines them together and posts it on the website.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. Yeah. All right. I take it all back. I think we're recording on 12 noon Eastern on Saturday. Okay. It'll be myself. It'll be our associate producer, Hook Majobo, and we're going to be talking about some of the upcoming stuff you can see on WrestleMania and some of the stuff that's happening in the future. So definitely come check it out. I'm just really happy to be. I took a little bit of a break from community-focused stuff, and I'm just happy to be back. I'm happy you guys, are here asking me cool questions. And Strimtom, thank you so much for hosting this cool segment, letting me do all this theory crafting with you.
Yeah. So we'll be back next time. Thank you for watching, and stay hydrated. I don't have a catchphrase. And then end scene.